you very much for stopping by, and welcome back to Canada. I know you spent a lot of time up in Montreal. You're in Toronto now performing at the Imperial Room, and I saw you last night, and I really enjoyed it. It was my first time. I was quite flabbergasted, and it was pleasant to see you live. I had listened to the album C'est Si Bon, which I just picked up a few weeks ago, and with things like Champagne Taste and things like that, and it was just such a joy to see you do this material live, and it's the same, I mean, if not better.
No, well, I'm glad to hear you say it's if not better, because one is always hoping that you do improve with maturity. Your sense of humor becomes more keen, and you're not afraid of exercising that sense of humor as you mature.
Well, you took a bit of time off from recording, didn't you?
I didn't take it off. The recording world did.
Oh, okay.
Because, well, that's always been the cry on the part of the recording world, I suppose, because they said I don't fit in. And they still say I don't fit in. They said that from the very beginning. I'm too different, that I don't sing the blues or the jazz, and they can't categorize you. And they can't categorize you. They consider you a hard sell, and they say you will never sell a record. I was told that when I first signed with RCA Victor back in 1953. She'll never sell a record. The man who hired me signed me, contracted to RCA, he was fired, Dave Kapp. And until the day he died, he was writing me letters to thank me for making him a millionaire, because he left the company by force and formed his own label and did what he wanted to do, and he became a millionaire. But there was a cry at that time, too. Why would you sign Eartha Kitt to our label? She's a dancer. She's not a singer, and she's an actress. She's not a singer. She'll never sell a record. Well, 5 gold albums later, you know, they've started to treat you like a queen. But then if you are not considered a category, like now the music is so contemporary and so into the technology of the business and so forth, that you are not considered able to fit into that. And when somebody like Jack Morale wants to take a chance on you, and he does, and you do fit in, they change their minds. But it has to be proved, because it seems that those moneyed people, they want to be sure that they're going to make their money. And they sign people up for $25 million, and they never sell a record, and somebody who doesn't have half as much talent maybe as you do. And you never get the kind of money that the people who are maybe a little bit less talented than a lot of other artists are in the business. You never make that kind of money. Ella Fitzgerald, she would never make the kind of money that Michael Jackson makes. And so therefore, you have to constantly be proving that there is no such thing as not fitting in. And it's not a matter of you changing yourself. It's a matter of just fitting in. And I've had to do that all my life.
Well, isn't it a pain to always have to prove yourself constantly? I mean, or be in the position to where you feel like you have to prove yourself constantly to someone or to something? Or... Well,
you're doing that anyway, no matter what you do. Even as an ordinary person, you're constantly proving that you are a worthwhile person, or you're not. But I think it's not so much of a pain. It's a matter of lack of imagination on the parts of those who are in back of the scene, because they want everybody to be running the same pony, so they are sure to get the dollars, which does not necessarily mean that they're making a lot of sense.
Well, now, Jacques Morale took that chance, and there was an LP that came out, and we're going to take a look at one of the videos called I Love Men. This is Eartha Kitt on MuchMusic. With I Love Men on MuchMusic, and you say that's the first time you've seen portions of that video?
I've seen portions of it. I have never really seen...
You still haven't seen the whole thing,
no.
Right?
I think you always get a little shy about watching yourself, because you think, oh, I could have done that better. The camera should have been here instead of there, and my hair could have been better. And for 5 days we took to do that album in Paris.
The whole album?
No, we only did that video.
Oh, just the video,
yeah,
okay.
In Paris.
Yeah.
But the whole album was done in New York, out of Power Studios.
With Jacques Morale, who also did The Village People, and he's been known for just years coming out with product.
The interesting thing about the business today, though, is that well, Breen brought up in the theater, getting into legitimate theater from the very beginning, and then rehearsing with your arranger when I was signed with RCA. We rehearsed for days, the key, and I would get the character of the song, interpretation of the song. And when we walked into the studio, in about 4 to 6 hours, we had done 12 songs, all in one shot. Then they would take it and, do whatever one has to do with an album. But recording now, Jack Morelli gave me a tape. He said, well, I knew what the words were going to be because I spoke with Bruce Valanche about what kind of songs and talk about the lyrics, the subjects, and so forth and so on. So Bruce Valanche and I had a very good understanding about the subjects of the song and the style of the songs and the words of the song. So we were writing the songs together. So I leave on tour and I come back. And Jack Morelli takes me to his apartment, and it's only on tape. You don't even have the melody. I said, where are the notes? I read music. Where are the notes? He says, it's all in the computing machine. I said, how the computing machine?
So it was all done on Fairlight, on the Fairlight computer.
Not only that, Jack Morelli is sitting next to me singing the songs to me, and he sings so out of tune. It's absolutely crazy. So in those cases, it takes a little longer to learn the song, because when you get into the studio, Jack will say, you're singing out of tune. I said, well, that's the way you taught it to me, because you were singing it. He says, no, I may sing out of tune, but I know the tune right when I hear it.
Yeah.
So how am I supposed to learn that? So everything is in the computing machine, rather than taking a piano and learning it actually, verbatim. It's a funny business today.
How does it feel now to have a hit record? I mean, Where's My Man was so big in places like Montreal and I guess different areas of the country, of Canada. And I don't know about Europe and everywhere.
It's tremendously hard. I got a gold record out of Where's My Man. Took me 50 years to get a gold record.
But you got one finally.
Because when I was making hit records with RCA, they weren't giving out gold records at that time. Mm-hmm. They would roll out the red carpet and Dom Perignon champagne and red roses, but no gold record. But now I have a gold record. And it's very hot in Europe. So in the last year or so, I have been spending most of my concert time in Germany and Scandinavia. I just came out of Poland. And, as you say, last summer I was in Montreal.
Yes.
So you go where the record is hot. Now it seems to be coming in this area. It's just been released in America.
So you're going to do it all over again.
Well, I guess that's why they're asking me to now work in America more regularly, because the record is getting hot there.
Let's take a look at the video. Where's My Man? Yes.
This one was done in only 8 hours in a studio in London. Rush.
Okay, here it is. Eartha Kitt with Where Is My Man on MuchMusic, and she's been my guest, and I'd like to thank you very much for stopping by.
You're welcome,
Taking
Michael.
time out, and we understand that it is your birthday. Thank you, Ann. On Saturday. So has a gift from the MuchMusic crew. This is for you.
That's adorable. Thank you very much.
Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your stay in Canada, and thank you very much.
You're welcome. And
I love it. I love it. This is Dexy's Midnight Runners on MuchMusic in stereo. I needed that.